Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So the rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano goes Katie's way. She wins a unanimous decision. All three judges had it 95-94 for Katie. That's 6 rounds to 4 with a point taken off, quite rightly in my opinion, in the 8th round for repeated use of the head and holding. I believe that was the case. So a unanimous decision. Katie moves to 24 wins with 6 KOs, just the one defeat to Chantelle Cameron. And this was it as good as the first fight? Probably not, but it weren't far off it. I mean, it was a great fight. Look, before I go any further, this fight, it did have a bit of a cloud over it for me. And that was, again, because of the use of the head from Katie Taylor. I don't know whether she does it deliberately or not. I hope she doesn't, because it is, in effect, cheating. But after the second Cameron fight, I'm thinking, you know, she's been watching too many Evander Holyfield videos, because she was putting that head in and Cameron was busted up. She did get by in this fight by the skin of her teeth. She did have 1 point taken off in the 8th. You could call it a controversial decision. I mean, I know that Amanda had a lot of Puerto Rican support in the crowd. They booed the decision. The commentary team felt Amanda had won. I had her winning by 1 point, but I only had it 5 rounds each. So I don't begrudge Taylor the win, but I do understand the upset in the Serrano camp for use of the head. And because it did look to me at times like Katie was doing this deliberately. She was leaning the head in, putting it in. Now, I'll talk about that in a little bit, in a few minutes' time. But first of all, Amanda Serrano was a featherweight. She could still make featherweight. She came up to 140. Katie could probably make 135, but she's naturally a bigger woman. But Amanda carries that power. She carries that power all the way up to 140. Because in the first round, Southpaw Amanda pinged the orthodox Katie with the backhand, pushed her into the ropes, and Katie looked shaken, you know, a little bit buzzed. Definitely the first round to Amanda. Katie settled down. Katie fights in flurries. She's got extremely quick hands, a lot of skills. I am a big Katie Taylor fan, you know, and I love both these women. I think they're brilliant fighters, the pair of them. And they've produced 2 classic fights, really great fights. Yeah, like I say, second round. I mean, yeah, Katie won that, but there was nip and tuck all the way. But Amanda really does cut that ring off beautifully, really, really beautifully. She looks flat-footed. She looks upright. She's got a very sort of conventional stance. Well, southpaw actually. And she pings that backhand. It's like a laser, and it hurts. It hurts like hell. I mean, Amanda, she now slips to 47 wins, 3 defeats now, and 1 draw. She's got 31 KOs. For a female fighter who's gone through 8 weight divisions, to have that amount of knockouts is quite extraordinary. But Katie Taylor, nothing wrong with her heart, nothing wrong with her chin. But it was nip and tuck for the first half of the fight. And I think was it the 4th round? Amanda picked up a bad cut, and again it was a head clash. And the referee called it an accidental headbutt. It looked accidental to me. All right. But it was a bad cut. They had a look at it, no problem. Now in the 5th round, Katie was in the corner. And again, she leant in with the head and smacked Serrano right on the cut. And Serrano recoiled backward. There was blood coming everywhere. She looked stunned, I mean, from the headbutt. And she sort of dabbed at it. And the referee stepped in, took her over to see the doctor. And the doctor was like, ooh, and it was a horrendous cut. I mean, her entire eyebrow was unzipped and the swelling was sort of hanging off. This was the right eye, by the way. That looked to me 50-50. Was it deliberate? I don't know. Certainly, some of Katie's head work later on in the fight was deliberate. I can't get away from that fact. But after the 5th round, one of the cornermen, I don't know whether it was the chief second, he was saying, that's bad. We can't let that go on. But they said to Amanda, do you want to carry on? She said, yeah, no worries. And she was back on it. She's an absolute warrior, this girl. Puerto Rico should be so proud of this girl. And Ireland should be proud of Katie. I mean, this is not an anti-Katie Taylor video by any stretch of the imagination, but she should have been pulled up on use of the head. Now, Amanda carried on, stalking, letting her hands go. But don't get this wrong. Katie Taylor was standing and exchanging and throwing flurries that were landing flush. She was winning rounds. Katie Taylor was winning rounds, no doubt. I just felt that, I had it, like I say, I had it 5 rounds each. And then in the 8th round, when Katie had that point taken off, that made the difference for me. 55-54 for Serrano was my card. The last 2 rounds, they were just letting it hang out, and amazing action. Just, you could say, you could say that Katie kind of, you think coming in, well, she's going to box. She sampled Serrano's power. She all but got knocked out in the 5th round of the first fight. But at the same time, she's taken on Cameron twice, who's a much, much bigger woman than Katie Taylor, and she beat her the 2nd time round. Couple of majority decisions. First one should have been unanimous for Chantelle, but second one, no problem with Katie being given that verdict. She probably thinks I'm bigger. I can exchange. Well, yeah, but against Serrano, who's a small woman, but she carries that power up to all the way up to 140. It's quite amazing, really. And you got the feeling that I think it's just technique with Serrano. She's got such beautiful technique with the backhand. Whereas Katie, it's all sort of fast flurries, that are eye-catching, but don't really hurt the opposition. Well, anyway, the fight finished. It was, incredible action for some of these rounds. The last 2 rounds were things of beauty. Not a great deal of technique in the last 2 rounds. I think for the first half of the fight, Katie was boxing. Maybe the first 6 rounds, but the last 4, maybe, it was more of it developed into a slugfest, and it almost seems like a moot point to say, was this better than the first fight? Because you put the fights together and you basically got one fight. That's what it seemed like. Like, the old cliche, well, the first round of this fight is the 11th round of the first fight. Yeah, that kind of applies. But after the fight, Katie said, "Yeah, the trilogy's on. Let's do it again." Amanda says she wants it over 12 threes. I'll do that. You cannot knock Katie Taylor for, traveling over the world, defending her titles, taking on. She can probably still make 135. This is a undisputed 140 fight. Will she go after a 3rd fight with Serrano, 12 threes, or will she go after a decider with Cameron, because there's only 1-1 there? I think Cameron deserves a shot. She gave Katie a shot, beat her, gave her the rematch. Now I think it's only right that Katie gives Cameron the 3rd fight. But a 3rd fight with Serrano, oh yeah, that'll be a hell of a fight too. Well, these 2 women are absolute warriors. And Serrano was very, very unhappy afterwards. But she didn't whine about it, but she was saying, look, it is what it is. I got headbutted a lot, and I thought I won the fight. Her trainer was very vocal against Katie Taylor. He said she's a lovely person outside the ring, but inside it, no. she's dirty. She's a dirty fighter, is what he was saying. And you know what? Looking at Katie's overall career, certainly in recent fights, yeah, you can. There is an argument to be made for that with the head. There's too much head work going on, especially in the last 2 fights. The second Cameron one and this one. But let me know what you think. Who do you think won the fight? Comments below. This is going to be one of those fights that's very, very controversial. I know the Irish are going to be saying, what are you talking about? Katie won the fight, and the Puerto Ricans are going to be, look at all that head work. She's a dirty fighter, man. Let me know what you think. Comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe. It costs nothing and it's free. I'd appreciate that too. Build the channel up and all that. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to reading your comments, and bye for now.